Hello, my freaks, my geeks, my beauties, and my ghouls. It is me, Morbid Maiden, otherwise known as Cat Chaotic, back for another video, and this is the long-awaited suicide prevention and awareness video. Yay! So, I'm starting a group called Friends for Life, which I created a few years ago on Facebook, and it just never really went anywhere. But Friends for Life is an organization which is dedicated to suicide prevention and awareness. Friends for Life, get it? Like Friends Forever to save lives. I know it sounds really cheesy, but I think it's great. So, introduction and story time. So the motivation for this video is that on November 8th, 2010, the most important person in my life chose to end her life by suicide. And she was one of 38,364 people to end their life by suicide that year. She had 3 high-risk factors, including the fact that she had mental health issues, she was middle-aged, and she also suffered from terminal illness. I myself have contemplated and attempted suicide 4 different times. Once at age 12, once at age 14, once at age 17, and once at age 22. Now I have the need to tell you that my reasons for attempting suicide had nothing to do with my upbringing. I came from a really good family and I was very well loved, but it was all of the factors outside of the home that made my life unbearable. I was bullied really bad, and just everybody outside of my home was really, really cruel to me for a lot of years. And my home was my only safe place, but you know what I mean? When you're going through that much pain and you're a teenager, like, even your parents could love you more than anything in the world and show you all the love and give you everything you've ever wanted, and you're still not going to be happy because your life outside of home sucks. And there's nothing that my family could have done to prevent the way that I felt, because, like I said, they did the best that they could and they were amazing. But it was the outside factors and the world outside of home that made it horrible. So anyway, my mission is to lower these rates. Statistics state that 1 person commits suicide every 12 minutes here in the United States as of this year. Someone commits suicide every 12 minutes. So I'm hoping that within this 12 minutes that I can prevent at least 1 person from making that choice. If I can prevent even 1, then that's better than nothing. But my plan is to prevent as many as possible, but even if I can only prevent 1, then that's better than none. Now, there is 123 Americans every day that commit suicide. 44,965 per year as of 2019. Nearly 800,000 on a global scale. We're talking outside the United States, obviously. Now, suicide is the second leading cause of death for people ages 15 to 24. And only half of all Americans suffering from major depression episodes and suicidal tendencies seek help. So imagine that. The rates could cut down by at least half if every single person experiencing these tendencies sought help of some kind. The LGBTQ community is 3 times as likely to attempt suicide in their youth as straight youths. Medically serious attempts are 4 times as likely in the LGBTQ community than heterosexual youths. Females attempt suicide 3 times more than men. And though not restricted to those with mental illness, generally people who commit suicide do have mental health issues residing beforehand. But, like I said, it's not only restricted to people with mental health issues. Sometimes it is purely circumstantial, and something really bad could happen all of a sudden that could completely change your frame of mind and make you think things that you never thought before. Or maybe you're on medication that's messing with your head. Not all suicides are with people who have previous residing mental health issues. But it is the majority. Random fact. In Bridgend, I believe the year was 2008. Bridgend is in South Wales, for those of you that don't know. 28 youths committed suicide that year. All of which had social media on. It was kind of like a MySpace that was only in the UK, and they all had social media accounts on that website. And majority of them committed suicide by hanging, if not all of them by hanging, and majority of them committed suicide on the same tree, which is really, really strange. That was in 2008. So, as I said, some contributing factors can be medications. Like if you are depressed and you start taking medications, especially as a teenager, oh my goodness, do not medicate your teens. If you're a mom and you have teenagers struggling with mental health issues, don't medicate them, I am telling you, because I was a teenager that took medication and it gave me more suicidal thoughts. As a matter of fact, my suicidal thoughts went from a contemplation to an actual plan with a note and a list of people that I wanted to get back at before I ended my life. And I had horrific nightmares, all of which would not have been any of that if I was not on the medications that I had been prescribed. But, you know, my mom was a good mom and she was trying to do the best that she could with me. And, you know, she had psychiatrists telling her that that was the only hope of making me happy or, you know, normal or whatever. So she was just trying to be a good mom and do what she could do. But as soon as she found out that it made me worse, oh, you best believe, honey, those medications were out the door. And I struggled with medications, well, my entire life, and I still struggle to find the right medications that will keep me on an even balance and keep my bipolar disorder under control. So it takes a while to find the right ones, and please do not medicate your teenagers because teenagers cannot handle those medications and they're not good for them. However, I do understand that there is some medications that are created specifically for teens that are better for them, and I'm not a psychologist. All I know is that lithium and Prozac and Risperidol or Remeron or some shit like that was some of the stuff that they put me on, and it made me worse, so don't use those ones. Okay, so for those of you who have attempted suicide and lived, you might be feeling some mixed feelings about this. Number one, maybe you're feeling like thank goodness you lived, or, you know, maybe you're feeling like you're not sure how you feel, or maybe you're feeling sad or mad about it. And I understand how you feel, believe me. I understand what it's like to wake up and realize that you're not dead when you try to kill yourself and, you know, be like, oh, I'm still here, you know, but I understand that. But trust me, don't be sad. That just means that you're going to do something great and that your time hasn't come yet. And think about this for a second, okay? Think about this. You tried to commit suicide, but you lived. Do you know what that means? That means that your existence is so detrimental to the universal plan that you could not die yet. Literally, I mean, that just means that God was like, honey, I have bigger plans for you. So just let that resonate with you for a second. And no matter what that plan is, you don't know what it's going to be or what your big moment's going to be, but honey, it hasn't come yet, and that's why you're still here. So I promise you it's going to get better, and just keep holding on because you matter and you're important, and there's a definite reason why you didn't die. And that reason is you're important and you rock and you're destined for great things, and you'll see what those are later on in time, I promise you. So, ways to cope. Creative outlets like painting or drawing or writing. Get a pen and paper and get it all out there. Another way to cope is talk to someone, whether it's your friend or your neighbor or your mom or your dad or even your cat or your dog or a teacher or your sister or your brother or a therapist. No matter who it is, just talk to someone, because I guarantee you that getting those feelings out will help, and it'll prevent them from eating you alive. And hearing input from other people that love you or that have your best interest in mind can definitely help to cancel out whatever lies that negative voice in your head is telling you. So, just talk to someone, whoever it is. And there's no shame in seeking professional help. If you don't have a friend or a trusted person that you know in your everyday life that you can talk to, then just talk to a therapist. I mean, someone. Just talk to anybody and get those feelings out. Don't let them eat you alive. Okay, so write down every good thing that you see in the world. Everything, whether it's just the fact that you like sunsets, or you like the way that snow falls, and waking up in a snowy winter morning, or even if you're a mom and, you know, it's just the little things that your kids do that make you smile, or, you know, or even if you are close with your mother and it's, you know, the way that your mom talks to you or comforts you, or even that you can, you know, talk to her, call her, whatever. Write down all the good things that you see in yourself as well as just the world. I mean, there's a lot of beauty in the world to be seen, but I understand if you can't see it and you can't write it down, or if you just are jaded or any of that. Trust me, I've been there and I understand that. But another really good way to cope is to write down all the good things that you see in yourself and tell them to yourself every day. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, like, hey, you have great hair, you have a great smile, or hey, you've got a great personality, or you're a good friend, or you're a really nice person. Just any of those things that you can think of in yourself, they're good things. Definitely tell them to yourself every day. And if you can't find any in yourself, then have a trusted friend or a family member or just anybody that knows you that can tell you great things to help you find that inspiration in yourself and realize why you're awesome and why you're wonderful, and hopefully get the strength to keep on going and see yourself how those that love you see you. So we are hitting the 12-minute mark, so I'm hoping by now that I've inspired at least one person so far to keep from making the decision to end their life by suicide. I'm trying really, really hard, you guys. I'm trying. So if someone you know and love has made the decision to end their life by suicide, first and foremost, this is number one, first and foremost, do not blame yourself. Do you hear me? Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? Do not blame yourself. Okay? That person planned and they followed through with that decision. They made that choice. And they would have made that choice no matter what you or anybody else would have done. They would have made that choice. So don't blame yourself. I know that for me personally, I blamed myself when my mom took that route. I blamed myself thinking I wasn't a good enough daughter, and, you know, that none of us were good enough and we all could have done more, and I just blamed myself for years. And it eventually took realizing that, you know what, that was the decision that she made, and there was nothing that anybody could have done, because everybody that knew her loved her, and she just didn't realize how important and how special she was, and there was nothing that either of us could have done to make her see that. So if someone has made the decision to end their lives that way, there's nothing that you could have done. Please don't blame yourself. Please don't blame yourself. If anything, just try and think of all the good things that you did for that person and all the things that you try to do to help them, if that's what it takes to keep from beating yourself up. Or just try and, you know, I know that sounds really stupid and lame when I say it out loud, I'm sorry. Or just, you know, like I said, remind yourself it's not your fault. You cannot control other people's free will. Now, creative outlets and counseling are also ways to get through if other people you know and love have committed suicide. For me, anytime that I've known people that have committed suicide, me personally, I have known 2 people that ended their life that way. My mom and a close friend of mine. And I had to use creative outlets, counseling. I had family around me all the time that kept me positive and just let me know how much they cared about me and was there for me and just checking up on me. Distraction and diversion of attention. That is another really, really good one. A funny movie, reading a book, going to church, going to hang out with your friends, like whatever it is, distraction and diversion of attention. I know you can't do that for the rest of your life, but hey, in the days immediately following, it's totally acceptable to like run away from it until you're able to process it a little better. Because honestly, like getting away for a little while and getting that, you know what I mean? Like that might help you process again when it's time. So just keep in mind, you do have time. You know what I mean? If that person passed yesterday, you don't have to have their funeral tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You could take a few days to heal and prepare to plan that, because for goodness sakes, it's really hard. I've been there, I know. So write down how you feel and read it to the urn of the grave. That was also another thing that was really, really healing for me. I wrote down my feelings, or even just talk to them, and I would hold the urn and talk to her and tell her how I felt. And I would write her letters and read them aloud to her ashes, or just, you know, hoping her spirit was there. And that really helps too, to tell them how you feel. Because like I said, it's getting those feelings out and keeping them from, you know, burning inside you, and keeping them from deteriorating you slowly in time. So focus on the things that make you happy, no matter what it is. Again, focus on the happiness, whether it's the beauty that you see in the world, or the sunsets, or whether you're just waiting for it to snow because you love winter and you're like, it doesn't snow till next month where I live, but I want to see the snow so bad. Like, I know it sounds silly, but even that could be something worth living for if you have literally nothing. Or, you know, even if you have to think about the fact that, hey, you know, I have a dog or a cat or children that need me and rely on me, you know, or even if you're just like, you know what, I love music, or, you know, I have this project that I want to complete, or, you know, anything that makes you happy, and any little reason that you can find to get out of bed in the morning, I'm telling you, no matter how small, whatever that reason is, go for it. Because eventually, little by little, day by day, you'll feel better, and you'll start to realize that you are strong and you are much better than you think you are. It just takes a little bit at a time. Think about it. Every journey, no matter how many miles, starts with just one step. So, you know, you have to just take that first step and go a little bit at a time, live day by day, and live your life. And just do the best you can. So, whether you're a survivor of a loved one, or whether you're contemplating, or you have survived an attempt of suicide, or whether you're overwhelmed and you're contemplating suicide, you are not alone. You are not alone. I promise you. Okay? I know it's really weird, but I'm just trying to accentuate. You're not alone. Okay? There's millions, trillions of us out there that feel the way that you feel, and that's why I'm here for you. I'm here for you because I might just be one person, but sometimes it starts with just a single voice, and sometimes just one person is all that you need to find that peace, or just to feel a little better, you know. So I hope that I can be that one person for at least one person in the universe. I'm here for you. This channel is literally dedicated. This video and my channel is literally dedicated to save lives and to help people and to let them know that they are not alone, and that they are loved and wonderful, and to embrace themselves for how they are. And you matter. You might not know it yet, but I am literally here to save your life. Friends for Life is here for you. Chaotic Morbid Baden, I got you, girl. I got you, boy. I got you, honey. I got you, they. I got you, them. Whatever your gender preference is, he, she, it, they, whatever. I don't care. I love you, and I accept you, and I'm here for you. Now, tips to see beauty in the world again. Focus on positive things, like even if someone just shows you compassion, or if you got a free coffee at the gas station because the clerk paid for it, or, you know, even if someone just holds the door open for you. Just every little thing to try and see beauty in the world. Trust me, the beauty is there if you just take time to stop and smell the roses, as they say. And remember, the process of making certain things into the beautiful gem that you see today, such as diamonds, takes a lot of hardship and and the outcome is worth more than you could have ever imagined. Like, I heard a saying on a movie once that said, you know, people might rub you the wrong way, and those people are like sandpaper. The people that rub you the wrong way are like sandpaper. But when they're all done, you're going to be refined and polished and even more beautiful than you were before. And all they're going to be is broken down and dirty. Think about that. All the people that try and tear you down, they're just sandpaper. All they're going to be is broken down and dirty. And all that rubbing you the wrong way, all that hard shit is going to make you into a polished, gorgeous, and refined 2.0 version of yourself. Honey, work it. Okay, so yeah, like I said, the best things in life sometimes have the hardest road to get there. And another thing is suicide really just passes your pain on to those around you. It really doesn't take it away, it just passes it on to those who love you. And you don't want to do that to them, do you? I mean, really? Do you really want to have your children feel like no matter what they do that they're never going to be good enough in life? Do you really want your mom or your dad to feel like they failed you even though they did the best they could? Do you really want everyone that loves you to feel like they failed just because you're sad? I mean, not to guilt you, but I mean, that's another thing that helped me too. Like, you don't want to pass that pain on to your loved ones. Talk to them about how you feel. Don't pass your pain on to them. Talk to them about it, because chances are they can help you, and they want to help you, and they'd rather hear that you're in pain than be hearing your eulogy one day, you know? And also, another thing, if you have clicked on this video for any reason, whether it's you have survived an attempt, whether you're contemplating, or anything else, whether you've known someone else that has done it, I am so proud of you, and I thank you so much for choosing life. Again, I say that you matter, you're important, and your existence matters to the universe, and I'm so proud of you for surviving the hardship that 123 other people today could not survive. And I'm not shaming anybody. Now, another thing I want to say about this video is that I'm not shaming anybody. If anybody commits suicide, don't hate them, don't be mad at them, don't shame them, okay? Because only they know what they were really going through, and please don't shame them. Just love them. Just love them, and know that one day you'll be reunited with them again in the afterlife, and that you'll be able to hug them, and, you know, everything will work out in its way in the universal plan. So like I said, if you know anybody that's committed suicide, please don't hate them, and please don't shame them, and please don't insult them, because the amount of pain that they had to been going through to make that choice is more than most people could ever imagine. But to those of us who've been through it, we know it. But like I said, don't shame them. And if you yourself are contemplating, like I said, I'm here for you. Please don't do it. I beg you, please don't do it. Please don't do it. You can message me. My Facebook is Kat Chaotic. Kat spelled K-A-T. Chaotic, C-H-A-O-T-I-C. And Morbid Maiden, spelled phonetically. Like I said, I'm here for you. So please just message me on Facebook, or, you know, you can leave a comment down below on this video if you want to, and I'm here for you. I promise you. So I beg of you, please don't do it. It gets better, sweetie. Friends for Life is here for you. Stay creepy, stay beautiful, and I will see you in the next video.